Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. We are going to go over creating an invoice in Excel 2016. So let's get started. Alright, first thing we want to do is just kind of demarc the areas we're going to use. The best way to do this, in my opinion, is just start putting in your information. It's very easy to move information around in Excel, so don't be too worried about where you put something. We can move it pretty quick. So the basic area information we're gonna need on the invoice is our company name, we're gonna need our address, we're going to need our phone number, and maybe an email address, something like that, or maybe our website address. And then after we've got that information, we're going to need our whoever we're sending to, our customer's information. So Happy Little Tree Company. 1, 2, 5, Happy Fluffy Clouds, and then phone number. They probably have their own phone number. Probably don't need that on there. How about? All right. So we have our company information on there. We have our customer information on there. We're going to want a little space in between, and we're going to go ahead and create a let's do item, and let's do quantity, and let's do price. Unit price will do. And let's do line total. Kind of move these around. In Excel, you have these lines in between, so everything's stored in a cell. However, you can't move them around by clicking in between here. You have to go to the top or the side to reposition or resize your cells. So we're getting some information in here. It's pretty basic so far. Don't really have a lot. Let's go ahead and start making this look a little nicer. One thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in an image. We'll bring in our logo. So we're going to insert. We're going to go to pictures from this device. You'll have to navigate to wherever your logo is if you have a logo. If not, you could just use your name on it. Make this a little smaller. Click and drag. Put it up here in the top left. Now this obviously is not looking very good yet. We're gonna resize a couple things. I personally like to have a little space on the side before the print starts. And alright, we're gonna move this one down. And I have kind of a cell here and a cell here just for spacing to make things look a little nicer. Let's say I want my font or my logo about that big, so we're going to move this down. Alright, and then we're going to write over here invoice. Now let's start spacing these properly. So this is one cool trick in Excel. If you have a cell with information in it and you double click on the line between the columns or the rows, so between the 1 and the 2 or the B and the C, you get this icon here. Double click on it and it automatically sizes it for you based on your largest input. So we're going to do that a couple times. Cool. Starting to shape up a little bit. Let's see here. I want to move this down. Bob Ross needs a little more room. Cool. We're gonna go ahead and change some fonts here. Do a little stylizing. And you can choose whatever you like. I'll just go with Arial Black. maybe 24 for this. I'm going to make it all capital. I really want them to know this is an invoice. We're going to select all this. We'll do Arial black on everything, just for now. You can change your mind later. Alright, cool. Like it, like it, like it. I think what we're going to do here is we're going to resize these again because they need a little more room with that font. We need to add some color in here because this lack of color situation is really, really not jiving with me. So we can use these if we want. Kind of a quick way to color your sheet. And well, our colors are red. So let's see if I don't really see a nice one in red. I'm gonna go ahead and just make my own. We'll go kind of dark red, and then we'll go ahead and set the font to white. And while we're at it, we'll set this to dark red as well. Now, because these are links, they went ahead and made them blue. Don't really like that. Doesn't look right with the rest of the information on here, so we're going to go ahead and click on this font color, go to automatic. There you go. It's still underlined, showing you that it's a hyperlink. If you want to get rid of that, right there. Now it no longer shows as a hyperlink. Okay, it's starting to come along. Although my font I think sucks, so we're going to change that. Find something a little less blocky. And you can see as we hover over the fonts here, it's changing it in real time for us. Yeah, we'll go with that. Now that looks better. Okay, cool. And let's say we want this invoice a little higher. There's a bunch of ways we can achieve that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start actually filling in this top area with a background color of white. Cool. And so in Excel, what you'll notice is if I fill it in with white, you don't see these lines. These lines actually aren't here if you go to a print test. If we go to File and we go to Print, none of those lines actually exist. They're just for demarking the cell areas. So the fact that they're white here, that's just showing that the background is white, completely white in that zone. So if I were to make this black or gray or whatever, the lines would disappear there as well. However, sometimes you want lines. So we'll go over that too. So let's go like this. Create a little area. Let's insert maybe a table. There we go. Don't like it. Let's insert again a table right there. No? Okay, we're going to do this one more time. So if you select the top area with the actual color, it'll inherit that color, which is kind of cool. What I don't like is it's kind of pushing all my stuff down, so we're going to put this in again. Item, quantity, unit price, line total. And we'll just click on this right here, right click. This is how you delete a row completely or a column. You right click on the number or the letter for it and you just go to delete and it'll pull everything up. Cool. So we can actually sort these if we want with this table, and we'll put in a couple things. Now we're doing this calculation manual right now, so we're gonna go over making that automatic as well. Alright, let's take a look here. I'm liking this so far. I think I wanna merge a lot of this. As you can see, this dotted line here represents the actual page if we were to print it out, and so it's not looking great at the moment. If we were to go to print, unit price is here, but line price or line total is cut off, invoice is cut off. So we're gonna resize this a little bit, see if we can get it to like us. There it is, right there. All right, and you'll see, so if I cut this back even further, it doesn't really cause a problem because this line here, there's nothing in this cell, so it's writing over that cell. But if we had information in here, it would cause a problem. So as you can see, if you have something in the cell, it will not spill over because it's a different cell. So let's just delete that, and that works fine for us for now. Alright, cool. Good, good, good. So this is all coming along pretty well so far. The next thing we want to do is go ahead and create our total area, maybe an area for a message to our client. So let's go down here and create something here that says subtotal. We're gonna go like this, move that over there. Sales tax at, that way we can change it if we need to. 9.5%, we'll just do it to that. For easy math, we'll do, no, I'll show you how to do a percentage with points. Let's say 9.22%, for instance. All right. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. All right. So this looks stupid the way it is right now, so we're gonna change the justification up here. We want to align right. There we go. Now at least we have kind of a some semblance of things going on. Now, the reason I put this in a separate cell from the sales tax at is because if you do that, you can actually use this as the calculation. So if you had stores in different locations or something like that, and you needed to change the sales tax, or if sales tax changes often in your county or city or whatever, you could change it really quick on the fly. It's not required. There's a way you can build the calculation in to the cell without having this in a separate cell, but it would be hard coded, so you'd have to change the actual coding of it to get it to change rather than just being able to change this number. So let's go ahead and create a couple more items here. And I'm gonna make some errors on purpose. And then we'll go through creating this to make it actually responsive and not reliant on your adding and subtracting skills. So our subtotal, we're gonna click here, we're gonna click equals, and then we're gonna select these. Sum, open parentheses, these, close parentheses, 2977, cool. So we have our total here. But the problem is going to be, now if we change this, it updates on the fly, which is nice. Problem is going to be, obviously, this is all wrong. So let's do our calculations for these real quick. So we have quantity 1 of 100. So these lines will all be the same. The line total is going to equal unit price times, which is the asterisk, which is shift 8, and then the quantity, press enter. So click on the cell you want to do, equals, click on the first cell, unit price times, which is shift 8, the asterisk, click on the quantity for it, press enter, and if you have a lot of them to do, you can actually copy and paste it. So we're just going to right click, copy, and if you're used to keyboard commands, it's Control C, or they put it up here as well. You have copy right here, and then once you copy it, click on the cell you want to put it in and go ahead and paste it, and there you go. So if you change the quantity, it changes on the fly, which updates this as well. Useful. Cool. So $145. Now we gotta calculate our sales tax. So we're gonna go and hit equals the subtotal times 9.22% gives us $13.36.9. So gives us $13.36. Gives us $13.369. So we want to format these all as dollars. Right up here, counting, general number format. Go to dollars, currency, or counting. We're going to do currency. There we go. 1337. Now our total is going to equal subtotal plus tax. There we go. Now, Arial rounded MT. So we want to go ahead and make sure all of our fonts the same. So rounded MT bold. Good. Looking pretty good. Now if we change this, 9.66%, updates on the fly, updates everything. Very nice. Same with over here. Fix 55 computers, does all the calculations. And let's just stylize this a little more. So I think I want to match this blue here. Actually, we'll go one darker. Go like that here. Then we'll go like this here. Then we'll go like this here. Alright, now we have an area for notes. So if we wanted like a note on the invoice, we could say, a lot, but we're gonna say computers were infected with XYZ virus. So we got a bunch of information there, but it's too big to fit. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up here, wrap text. Now that's going to allow it to push down like this. And if you didn't want it to push down the whole line, you're kind of out of luck because that's how it works. Now you could put this in a different line, or if you could go down and you can merge cells, which is another decent way to work things. Merge cells, then wrap text. Okay, so we have our text there. Justify left on it. Invoice note. I'm going to change the color on this. Something so it shows up a little better. And it's still too big, so we're gonna unmerge and merge with more cells. There we go. Alright, cool. Now we're off the page again, so we're gonna do some slight adjustments here. It's because I moved some things around. Alright, we are back on the page. You can see with our dotted lines here. It's looking pretty good so far. One last thing. We want to have an area down here where we could say, thank you for your business. Maybe also something that says, make all checks payable to our computer. Yeah. Now, if we want to put these on separate lines, we would just unmerge this. We'll put them all here for a second, and let's just go ahead and cut each one of these statements out. So that's Control X, and then Control X again. We have them on 3 different lines. We have a space here. Let's get rid of that space. There we go. And then we'll just merge and center, merge and center, merge and center. There we go. Let's make the font the same. I think that just about does it. We could put, we might want to put like an invoice number up here. Go like this. Invoice, no. Date. Actually, I like it better without a space. Maybe you have like a customer ID that you use for your customers as well. Here we go. We're going to justify these right. There we go. Invoice number 101. Date 4/27/2020. And actually, I'm going to show you something on that date too. Customer ID is it's probably like an alphanumeric number you have, and then you could justify it left or justify it middle or justify it right. I think this technically looks best left when you have colons over here and all your information there. So yeah, that just about does it, but let's show you how to insert today's date so you don't have to update it every time. Okay, so it's actually equals today. There we go. So this, with this on it, will always equal today. So if you're backdating invoices, you'll have to change that, but if you want it always to be the date you created the invoice, you just click there, you do equals today, open, close parentheses, enter, and there it is. Now when you go to print it, let's see how it looks. Not half bad for a few minutes. Not half bad. The only thing I see that needs to change with this is I'm not a fan of the margins. So we're going to go back and we're going to go to page layout, margins, and we're going to make them narrow. Now that gives us more room to work with as well, which is kind of nice. So if we wanted to move some things around, we could do that. If there's anything kind of squished, we can kind of give it more space. Alright, let's go back to print. There's two, I want to bring this up. I don't like that. This is too far down, so we're going to bring this up. Maybe we'll make it a little bigger. And we will go ahead and merge and center this, and then we can center it horizontally. Let's see how it looks now. I like that better. Alright guys, I don't see anything else that needs to change here. I think it looks great. Go ahead and comment if you have any questions. Feel free to subscribe, check out our other videos. I'll see you guys next time.
Is it too good to be true? I want this so much, but don't know if I can trust you. My mind's racing fast, trying to find the